Alright, so what are we doing today? We're finally back on the Mercury Comet. We're finally trying to get back to doing these floor pans. A little more about that in just a minute. Alright, so what's been the issue with getting these dead-gum floor pans done? Well, back in December, I had to have a heart stent. If you follow along on my channel, you've seen those videos where I talk about getting yourself checked, keeping your health up. And in that vein, I also have gone, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about this, I could not see. I had a cataract on my right eye. I have a cataract on my left eye as well, but the one on my right eye, I was told when I went in to get the surgery that my vision was 20/80 in this right eye. Guys, it was terrible. Now, let's talk a little bit real quick about that surgery. It'll be with just a few seconds, and we're going to jump right in over here and get to work. What I want to tell you is if you have a cataract and you need to get it operated on, it's the easiest thing you'll ever probably have done surgically in your life. As far as getting the procedure done, to the aftercare, and let's move into the results. Oh my goodness. The colors that you will see that you hadn't been able to see. The clarity that you will have that you haven't had in years. So, if you're a little concerned about getting cataract surgery and worried about them operating on your eyes, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just go get it done. Now, let's get to work. Alright, let's take a quick gander down in here. There's the frame rail that I fixed. Capped the bottom of it to cut the rust out, capped the bottom. We started grinding and prepping for the floor pan to go in. Whoop. This is the top of the edge where it lays in here. Got it flanged so that it lays flat. Got it trimmed to fit. Started putting some of the dents here so that they'll match here and here and be able to better lay in there. Now, I was going to just go ahead and lay this floor pan in and weld it up and was going to deal with this after, but I think after having stared at it for about 20 minutes, I've decided that I think I'm going to fix this first before I come in and put the floor pan in place. So, let's get the grinder set up and let's go ahead and make some marks. Let's see if we can get that piece cut out. Alright, so there we go. Got our piece cut out, dangling down here. Now, let's go in here and look at some of our scrap that came off of this piece of floorboard that we're planning to install here. There's a whole section from here over that I didn't need, and it's got some slightly curved sections in it, so I don't know. We're going to see if I might be able to actually finagle something out of that metal. So, let's go over here and see what we can figure out. Alright, so there we go. Got this piece of scrap metal that I cut off, and as you can see, it's got the curve that way, but it doesn't necessarily have the curve up on the end. So, I think this is the piece that I'm going to try to work with and see what I can make out of it. I'm going to try to cut it out slightly oversized so that I can flange the edges, possibly. As I've said before, I'm not a metal man, but I'm trying to learn how. So let me get this cut out and see what I can come up with. All right, I'm just going to say this. Safety glasses, face shield. I normally take my safety pretty serious with my eyes, but even more so now that I am recovering from this cataract surgery. It's takes you about a month to completely heal up from it. So I just want to make sure that I'm fully protected and protect my darling little ears as well. All right, well, there it is. I have a good start on a piece fabricated to go in that hole. That's the original piece. This is the piece that I'm making to fit. Looks pretty good so far. To get the curve that I wanted, I actually had to cut some relief cuts to get it to come around the corner. It didn't want to bend like I wanted it. You know, I don't have tools here at the metal shop would have, so I have to kind of figure things out and make do on my own. But what I'm going to do is I'll weld these places up and then grind them smooth and try to come in, flange it, and see if I can get it to sit down in there. So I'm going to keep moving forward. Alright, well, that's just about as much pain and suffering as I could take for one day, trying to figure out how to fabricate sheet metal with crude hammers and tools around the shop. Hey, it's a learning process. Trying to do it on the cheap without spending a whole bunch of money is what it is. We're going to learn. We're going to get through it. The piece that I made for that to fix the corner of that floor pan where it rolls into the transmission tunnel, it turned out so-so. It turned out okay, good enough. But when I went to weld it in, I found that it wasn't exactly how I wanted it. Got a plan on how I'm gonna try to fix it. Is what it is. We're gonna get it done one way or the other. So next week, rain every day. There again, is what it is. So it's probably gonna be next weekend before I can get out here and get to work on this car. But I have a lot of other videos on this car already up on the channel. So until I can get a fresh video out, if you haven't already seen one of those, why don't you go check out one of those coming on the screen right now.